Okay, if I get going, as the clock is ticking down so rapidly. So Coragold, we listed on the AIM market only last month. So I'll go through our story very quickly. And the key thing here is that we believe that we have our foot on what could well be a significant standalone gold mine in the near future. We've got three key elements to the company. First of all, a team. We have a track record of making discoveries that do become gold mines. And we have a large holding of land in Mali. And within that, we have a discovery. And secondly, we have permits that lie around existing gold mines, which gives us the opportunity to fast track towards cash flow. We're on the Yamfilila belt to the south of Bamako, and we're also in the Kenyaba window. It's that Yamfilila belt that gives us our prime focus, and our position, quite extensive on the belt, really is a legacy from Goldfields, who left Mali in 2013. Hummingbird Resources took advantage of that and picked up the Yamfilila gold mine, and the remainder of that exploration portfolio that Hummingbird picked up, they elected to farm into Coragold, so that on that basis, Hummingbird actually holds a 34% position in Coragold. But it's on that belt in the Yamfilila we have the Sanankoro project. This project, subject to over $10 million worth of exploration by Goldfields at the start of the decade. And in its inimical way, Goldfields, having identified targets along the entire length of the belt, they went in and did RAB drilling on 400-meter fences over that full 14-kilometer long zone. And from that RAB drilling, which was just down 30, 40 meters depth, on every fence they identified a primary mineral structure. And those colors on that image really just show the spots where they hit the gold, and you can see there are two parallel structures. Goldfields then went back and did drilling on what we call Zone A and Zone B, and this was more systematic drilling, using reverse circulation and core, down to vertical depths of 100, 120 meters, no more than that, on fences 50 meters to 200 meters apart. So close enough to be able to start to put together geometry, but not close enough to actually put resources around it as yet. We've taken that data, and although you won't be able to read the numbers there, the drill results really basically came back as showing that grades between 1 and 3 grams, true widths typically between 12 and 25 meters, and the drilling that Goldfields did down to no more than 120 meters demonstrated that the depth of weathering, very typical for this part of the world, between 70 and 120 meters, which bodes well in the future for any mining projects when you're looking at low-cost mining and processing. But importantly, the drilling demonstrated continuity between drill sections. And that's shown also, if you're in West Africa and you don't have artisanal miners, you're nobody. Here, that satellite image shows that artisanal miners, in a semi-mechanized way, they've got little excavators. They've dug pits down to 10 to 15 meters, effectively trenches or small open pits. But they've worked on the eastern structure about 4 kilometers, really in that zone A and B, so they've joined up the two zones. And then on the western structure, they've worked 2 kilometers, and they are extending along the belt as well. So really just demonstrating the scale potential of Sanankoro, which we believe does have the ability to become a standalone mining operation, and clearly in excess of 1 million ounce potential. Our objective currently, our drilling program will be starting in the next few days. And our objective really is to demonstrate that scale potential. We're not going to go straight in and do infill drilling on the known zones. We want to step out and really demonstrate that scale that sits there. And then we can come back later and do that infill work. Very typical quartz stockwork hosted mineralization, so very typical of West Africa. So that's the Sanankoro project. We also hold permits, and I say really the third element here is we hold permits that lie around existing gold projects, in particular on the Yamfilila belt, We've got the Anfalila mine of Hummingbird, win-win situation. Any discoveries we make on drill-ready targets, be they 50,000 ounces, 100,000 ounces, potential ready home for those, and potential fast track towards cash flow. And that, in effect, is the same over in the Kenieba window where we have projects, again, drill ready. We have drill intercepts there of potential economic interest. We're within trucking distance of Sadiola. Our work program is, I say, really just commencing. We listed last month. We raised £3.5 million. So we're well funded through this program. About 65% of our budget focused on Sanankoro, 15,000 meters of drilling and 1,000 meters of core drilling, but also drilling in parallel on the projects around existing mines. So as from the beginning of the new year, we should have regular news flow based on drilling results. And I think this slide probably puts it all in perspective. We have the early stage explorers on the left-hand side of the graph, and this is your classical sort of value accretion through exploration demonstration. Our peers, mainly from the ASX and TSX, we're down in that in terms of market capitalization, the lower end of the groups that have discoveries that are starting that resource drilling. And really, I believe over the next 2 months, the opportunity to move up that value curve and get a re-rating is very significant. But I start off by saying we have a team that's delivered before. I've been working in the junior gold exploration sector for over 25 years. We have multiple discoveries under our belt, many of which have become gold mines. So we believe that we can operate very professionally and very efficiently. And it's not only the board and senior management, our geological team on the ground. It is from Mali. They've been working, the key members of that team have worked with me for 15 to 20 years themselves. So we know the country. We believe we can operate very efficiently there. Just to finish just on the structure of the company, we've got about 55 million shares outstanding, pretty tightly held, with Hummingbird on 34%, management and directors holding 19%, and we're sitting on a treasury that will comfortably take us through our planned work program. So really just to wrap up then, as a company we've got these 3 key elements. We have a management team that's done it before. We know how to make discoveries. We know how to turn them into mines. We have a discovery that potentially has the scale to become a standalone mine and plus million ounce. And thirdly, with permits around existing mines within trucking distance, we have that ability to fast forward towards cash flow. So thank you. A very rapid run through. Okay.